Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in this world. This is Hedgen Lee with a daily update for the S&P 500 index. So I think we counted pretty well. The ending diagonal pattern, as shown by the yellow 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, to mark probably the top of white 3. And that meant that this was an upward pointing wedge pattern as well. Now, an ending diagonal is one of those sequences and a pattern that allows an overlap of 1 and 4. Ending diagonals are labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Except it is allowed so that 1 and 4 can overlap. Also, each wave subdivides into 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 for an ending diagonal. For a leading diagonal, everything is about the same, except it subdivides as 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, and not 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So that's the difference between ending and the leading diagonal and how you label it and how the subwaves are accounted for. The ending diagonal is called because it appears at the end, usually as a wave, subwaves of a higher degree, wave 5. And then I had labeled an ABC, which I think is pretty much done. But if this is the end of the correction, I'd be a little surprised. We can still see price climbing from here. Yes, that'll be a good alternate to have. But I believe this would be more fit to have a little more of a sideways corrective price action and call it a WXY. So we may be getting a bump back up to maybe 2810 and then maybe a decline. If this is wave 3, usually the correction is at around 40%. So it should be going down to here really. Okay, so now you may even end up getting a very nice looking left shoulder, head, and right shoulder, if this plays out correctly as projected. But this kind of a correction is really not much of a bother to me, because if you look at the cycles again, and for me, for the S&P 500, the cycles have been pretty important, as you can tell, because I share it every time in my every post. So in the cycle chart, we have approximately not until, let's say, 24th of August before some more serious pull down effect comes in, which will be the 10-week and the 5-week, the yellow and the green, pulling price down. But right now, it's about to turn. Right now, approximately right now around here, the yellow is turning down. So it's going to have a pull effect. The green's keeping it up, maybe counterbalancing a little bit. But by the end of August, the pull down effect will be twofold from the 5-week and the 10-week. And this correction is probably as a result of that. The beginning of the pull down for the 10-week, the yellow. But I believe that price should still hit the upper white trend line. And that will be mostly aided by the 20-week and the 40-week. The 9-month. The 40-week, I think, is a dominant cycle. And the next dominant cycle is the 20-week. It may even get to a higher high with an all-time new high into the 29, maybe even to 3,000. I don't know. And if it does, I had already indicated that this could be an expanded flat of an A, B, and C. We'll get a very significant decline back in November, which is a decline seasonality. So for the short term, 2 to maybe 6 weeks or so, I think we're going to climb. 2 to 4 weeks, I'm sorry. We should climb with minor corrections. From here, it'll decline maybe one more time and then climb again. Now, this ABC is an alternate. The reason why I put this ABC is because this looks very A, B, 3 wavy so far. This is very overlapping. Can you see the overlaps? How the price is overlapping? Can you see the bear flag? Exactly. So for that reason, I have this ABC at the left level of top of my awareness factor. But until we get there, until the cycles get there, I'm not too worried. I think we will continue seeing higher highs, higher than the prior corrective high of 2803, which we already hit. And we may hit new all-time highs. All right, I hope you found this to be helpful. Have a wonderful day.